Thank you for joining us, and we start tonight with the crackdown on animal abuse cases in Clark County.
New leadership, increased staffing, and a focus on responses getting the county through a backlog of old cases as new ones keep coming in. Catherine Cook shows us the precious cargo that was part of their most recent rescue.
Bales of hay, sunshine, and proper medical care. It's the order of the day for these three horses. Pretzel, the mare, along with Waffles and Sprinkles, both just a year old. You can see how badly malnourished they all are. The young ones have never received foot care, and their teeth are worn down from foraging for food. Recently, Clark County Animal Protection and Control rescued them from a home in La Center, along with another horse.
There she is.
Make that two more horses. Mom Sorbet just gave birth to little Gelato here on Sunday.
Like these two actually were some of the worst two that I've seen in the last few years.
Kim Mosman is executive director of Sound Equine Options. The nonprofit helps neglected and abused horses rescued by law enforcement. Right now, these horses are being cared for by the veterinarian staff at Eagle Fern Equine in Estacada.
It's hard, I guess. You just focus on, I'm pretty good at focusing on what we can get them to be.
These 5 horses are part of a large influx of livestock and equine rescued from all over Clark County. 93 animals since September. Everything from cattle and birds to goats and, of course, horses.
That's a really big number when people are just used to dealing with dogs and cats. Some of the cases are pretty rough.
Joanne Cloud is a big reason why those cases are getting attention now. Last July, Clark County hired her to lead animal protection and control. Cloud admits animal control did not have the greatest reputation.
Their perception was that, you can call, but they won't do anything. They won't show up. And I made sure that for me, when I got hired, one, that we're going to respond to every call, even if it's little, because you never know. Something little accidentally turns out to be something big.
It's what led them to finding and rescuing these horses from La Center.
We got a call just about skinny horses in the pasture. I was concerned that she would not be able to deliver a healthy baby or be able to even have the energy to, give birth. So luckily we got them to Sound Equine just in time.
Once these horses have stabilized, they all have foster homes lined up to take them in. After that, the nonprofit will find them new owners to adopt them.
Working with law enforcement allows us to get to the worst of the worst, the ones that need us the most.
Kim is grateful for every chance Sound Equine gets to help and thankful for the donations they depend on to run. She knows there will be many more animals in need, especially now.
And then people understand that they'll be, held accountable, and that community then expects you to take care of an animal and not let it suffer.
In Estacada, Catherine Cook, KGW News.
Such important work. Let's get you caught up on tonight's other headlines. A small plane crashed near Troutdale Airport tonight. The Multnomah County Sheriff's Office said the pilot reported losing power after takeoff. That was just before 6. The Cessna crashed in a nearby field. No one, including the pilot, who was the only one on board, was hurt. Police say the FAA is now investigating.
A student was arrested for bringing a gun to school today in Vancouver. This is a photo of a semi-automatic handgun. The teen told officials at Skyview High School he brought the weapon to school for self-defense. They say the gun had an empty chamber but rounds in the magazine.
Well, students and staff at Seaside High are mourning the loss of a beloved band teacher. 26-year-old Kyle Rieger died in a car crash Saturday afternoon on Highway 26. Investigators say Rieger was driving eastbound when he was hit by a vehicle headed west that lost control and crossed the center line. The driver of the other vehicle also died.
Now to the latest in the horrific mass shooting in Uvalde, Texas. The first funerals have started as families say goodbye to their loved ones. Last week, a gunman killed 19 children and 2 teachers at Robb Elementary School. 2 of those victims, both 10-year-olds, were laid to rest today. Tonight, we heard from a Border Patrol agent who rushed to the school where his wife is a teacher and daughter a student. The off-duty officer also saw local police waiting to engage the gunman.
I believe everyone there was doing the best that they could, given the circumstances. Yeah, I believe everyone there was doing everything in their power.
Last week, authorities said a teacher left a door to the school propped open, and that's how the gunman got in. But tonight, the Texas Department of Public Safety clarified the teacher closed the door, but the door didn't lock. The Department of Justice is expected to begin its review soon.
Well, in just a few weeks' time, Oregon is scheduled to host a professional golf tournament. Though here is the thing. It is not just any tournament. It's going to be the first U.S. event for a new golf league that's backed by Saudi Arabia, the Gulf Kingdom that's, of course, accused of numerous and significant human rights abuses. So why here? Why Oregon? That's what our Kyle Iboshi set out to find.
Nestled among farmland in rural Washington County sits one of Oregon's premier golf clubs. Over the years, Pumpkin Ridge has hosted a U.S. Women's Open, a U.S. Amateur featuring a young Tiger Woods,
another Tiger comeback completed, and with it,
and numerous professional golf tournaments. But now this privately owned golf club in North Plains finds itself tangled in controversy. On June 30th, Pumpkin Ridge is scheduled to be the first U.S. stop for a lucrative new professional golf league backed by the financial arm of Saudi Arabia, a country long accused of human rights abuses.
It's despicable. It's horrible. Absolutely horrible.
North Plains Mayor Terry Lenahan, along with 10 other mayors in Washington County, signed a letter opposing the golf tournament. They're concerned about potential protests and the safety of those living in this normally quiet rural community.
I'm worried about people getting hurt. I'm worried about people and their property getting damaged. I'm worried about the potential of extreme violence.
Saudi Arabia's role in this new golf tour, the Live Golf Invitational Series, has prompted a hailstorm of criticism. The non-governmental organization Amnesty International said the country has demonstrated time and again a flagrant disregard for human rights. And the nonprofit Human Rights Watch describes the country as a pervasive human rights violator, responsible for the 2018 assassination of Washington Post journalist Jamal Khashoggi.
I'm just not going to be silent whenever Saudi Arabia tries to cleanse its blood-stained hands in the fight.
Oregon Senator Ron Wyden adds, the Saudis are also suspected of whisking away its citizens charged with crimes in the U.S., including a 21-year-old college student who disappeared just weeks before his 2017 trial in the hit-and-run death of 15-year-old Fallon Smart in southeast Portland. The fugitive suspect later resurfaced in Saudi Arabia.
They try to cover up, the Saudis do, by misusing athletics in the hope of normalizing their abuses.
Wyden accuses the Saudis of sports washing, a term used to describe big spending on high-profile sporting events to help cleanse a country's image and reputation. They've made investment in soccer, in Formula One, and now golf.
Yep.
Dr. Yoav Dubinsky teaches sports business at the University of Oregon. How intentional is it? I mean, is this a deliberate strategy?
I would say yes. Again, every country is trying to improve its image. There is a goal, and this is very purposeful, and countries are mindful to what they're doing.
Live Golf did not respond to our request for comment. According to its website, tickets for the Pumpkin Ridge tournament start at $70. Corporate sponsors and those who typically promote events like this want nothing to do with it, explained Jim Etzel of Sport Oregon. Your organization plays an important role in kind of bringing in opportunities, events, that type of thing. Did you play any role?
No, none whatsoever, and it wouldn't have been an event we would have pursued. And the primary reason, it just doesn't align with the values of our sports community or, in my opinion, our community at large.
Is there support? Is there anybody out there saying, you know what, it's a good thing this is coming here?
Haven't found one. Yeah, I haven't heard one person that's excited that it's coming here.
So why here? Why Pumpkin Ridge? The golf club is owned by a company called Escalante Golf, based in Fort Worth, Texas, which owns nearly 24 golf courses across the country. 2 of the 4 Live Golf events in the U.S. are scheduled to be played on Escalante courses. It's not clear how much Escalante is being paid to host the Saudi-backed league. In an email, the company explained, at this time, we're not available for interviews and do not wish to be included in your story. Beyond the event organizers, have you spoken to anyone who's in support of this?
No, I haven't.
No one.
No one.
Despite growing backlash from local leaders, neighbors, and even club members, several of whom have left Pumpkin Ridge in protest, this controversial golf tournament is still planning to tee it up on June 30th.
Kyle Leboshi reporting there. By the way, there is still a lot in flux. The league's first event is scheduled for London, but there have been delays in announcing exactly who is going to hit the fairways. Right now, there are questions about the quality of the potential field of players because of restrictions that prohibit PGA Tour players from taking part.
Helping people who are homeless on Portland streetcars is part of a new program meant to increase ridership and security on public transit after some riders reported feeling unsafe. Organizers say the program is already off to a strong start, and you may have seen some of the workers for the Streetcar Rider Ambassador program. They're wearing those purple vests on board. Their job is to help those experiencing homelessness, struggling with substance abuse or mental health issues. They also act as a non-emergency presence, handing out supplies such as granola bars, socks, and first aid kits.
We are not acting towards people in a discriminatory way. We're not kicking people out.
I think the biggest thing is building relationships, or at least for me personally. We've heard from a lot of regular riders that they've seen these new people in purple vests on board and it's made them feel safe.
Portland Streetcar said it only has enough funding to keep the program going until the end of the year, but it is working to secure enough money to make it permanent.